Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church, and I'm here today to share another psalm with you, the second one of this week, and I've got a couple more yet to go. There are a lot of psalms in this book. And today I want to read from Psalm 16, and beginning with verse 8, go through verse 11. And here's what it says here. I know the Lord is always with me. I will not be shaken, for he is right beside me. No wonder my heart is glad and I rejoice. My body rests in safety. For you will not leave my soul among the dead or allow the Holy One to rot in the grave. You will show me the way of life, granting me the joy of your presence and the pleasures of living with you forever. The psalmist starts out by saying, I know. Now, the word know here means to be absolutely assured. No guessing, no questioning, no second guessing. Absolutely assured. I know that the Lord is always with me. I will not be shaken, for he is right beside me. Now, what does that mean? Well, it simply means that whatever happens, wherever you go, God is right there. There's nothing that can happen to you today or tomorrow or the next day or the whatever day that didn't happen without God being there with you. And God, knowing the future, never says, oh my goodness, now what? I wasn't expecting that. He doesn't do that. He just, okay, here we go down the road. And where the road goes, God knows. And as long as God knows, what do we have to be concerned about? Now, I'm not talking about some fatalistic ideology here. I'm just talking about as long as the creator of the world is right beside us, I'd say we're in pretty good position, pretty good shape. And so does the psalmist, because he says in the next verse, no wonder. No wonder what? No wonder, because I know God's right there. No wonder my heart's glad and I rejoice. My body rests in safety. Well, think about it. If God is right beside you, what can happen that he can't handle? Now, I didn't say what can happen that you can't handle. Heck, there are a lot of things I can't handle. They come up all the time. And just when I think, that's the worst one I'll ever experience, something comes up that's worse. But if I really know, if I believe, if I trust, if I invite God into my life, if all of those ifs happen, if God's right here, so what? Not to say anything that happens would be easy. Not to say anything that happens would be good. But I can rest in safety. A lot of people don't know how to rest. My wife has a hard time resting. She's always got to get up, do this or do that, till she gets exhausted. Then she has to sit down, and she doesn't fuss at me. She doesn't ridicule me, but she'll just say, "Boy, you can sit down and fall asleep anytime." Yeah, pretty much. How do I do that? Well, I can't really answer that. But I do know that I've been in a lot of places and a lot of situations where if God weren't in charge, I wouldn't have gone through it. So maybe in the midst of all that, I've just learned to rest. Now, I don't always do it. I'm not perfect. Don't get that idea. But if I know that God is beside me, it's no wonder, as the scriptures say, that my heart is glad. And then he goes on and says a couple of other things. For you, meaning the Lord, you will not leave my soul among the dead, or allow your Holy One to rot in the grave. That's a reference in before it happened to the resurrection of Jesus. Nor will you show me the problems of life. You will show me the way of life. You will grant me joy in your presence and pleasure of living with you for all time. God wants you and me, wherever we are in our stages of life, wherever we are in our knowledge of Him, God wants you and me to live a life full of joy because His presence will never disappear. Now, how much simpler can it get, guys? That's what God wants. There's no question about it. There's no debate about it. There's no theology to say, well, yes, but such. There is nothing. This passage, and of course, many, many other ones tell us that God wants the best for you and for me. If you're not experiencing the best right now, okay. Doesn't mean you won't tomorrow. Doesn't mean you can't. I know for some of you who are listening, you may think this is impossible, but not so. Everything is possible if the God of the universe is right beside you. Let me just browse through this thing one more time quickly. I know the Lord's with me. I'll not be shaken. No wonder my heart is glad and I rejoice and I rest in safety. You won't leave me among the dead, just like you didn't leave your son. You'll show me the way of life. You'll grant me the joy of your presence and the pleasures of living with you now and forever. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. What does it sound like to you? How much would you give for guarantees like that? How much would you let go of for guarantees like that? When you think about it, you ask yourself, and in the process, I hope and pray you look for that presence of God in all that you do. Thanks so much for listening. If you have a need or a concern, let us know. We'll do whatever we can as fast as we can to help meet your needs. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. I'll be back tomorrow to share another thought.